The WNBA attendance, not good. The WNBA ratings, not good. The WNBA salaries, not good.
The WNBA is experiencing huge obstacles that have raised concerns across the board. Notwithstanding its potential and the enthusiasm of its players, the association faces low participation, disappointing ratings, and pay rates that don't mirror the ability and commitment in plain view. These difficulties highlight more extensive issues within the league's structure and market appeal. As discussion about the association's future strengthen, it's obvious that significant changes are needed to address these ongoing issues and enhance the WNBA's overall effectiveness.
The differences between the NBA and the WNBA, you said we don't play above the rim, not doing all that kind of stuff. Well, there is a thought out there that perhaps the rim should be lowered, not by a lot, not by 5 feet, but maybe half a foot. Is that something you'd be in favor of?
No.
The WNBA faces difficulties with low participation, unfortunate evaluation, and lacking compensations for its players. Some have proposed lowering the rim by half a foot to make the game seriously intriguing and possibly draw more fans. Nonetheless, numerous WNBA players go against this thought, contending that it doesn't resolve the basic issues confronting the league. They see it as a shallow fix intended to conciliate critics, instead of a significant change that would upgrade the game and its intensity.
Okay, so the first lie we have to tackle is that the rims can't be lowered because lowering the rims would have a radical effect on WNBA players' shooting ability because they have always played on a 10-foot hoop. Here's a clip of future WNBA Hall of Famer Breanna Stewart telling NBA Hall of Famer T-Mac this exact line when the conversations of adjusting the rims was brought up.
One prevalent argument against lowering down the basketball rim in the WNBA is the conviction that it would decisively affect players' abilities to shoot. Critics contend that WNBA players, who have trained on 10-foot rims throughout their professions, would struggle with a lower rim. Breanna Stewart, a future Hall of Famer, has expressed this concern, stating that adjusting to a 9-foot rim could disrupt her well-honed shooting technique. However, this perspective may overlook several factors. Players are highly adaptable and could potentially adjust their skills to a new rim height. Additionally, the current rim height might be a barrier to enhancing the game's appeal and increasing scoring, which could attract more fans. Lowering the rims could make the game more exciting and accessible, potentially leading to greater overall interest and viewership in the WNBA.
Not your average fans, people that don't watch WNBA basketball.
And the point made by WNBA players is that even if the rim is lowered, these casual fans that don't watch still won't tune in.
Should the WNBA lower the rims to bring in more fans?
No, it's not going to bring in more fans. It's stupid.
The debate over whether to lower the WNBA rims has sparked significant discussion, with some believing it could attract more viewers. However, many WNBA players argue that this change won't necessarily solve the league's broader issues. They suggest that casual fans who currently do not follow the WNBA are unlikely to become interested just because the rims are adjusted. The players point out that altering the game's equipment to allow for more dunks might not address the core challenges facing the league, such as attracting and retaining a larger audience. Instead, they believe that simply changing the rim height won't significantly impact the league's overall visibility or popularity. The focus, they argue, should be on enhancing the game and engaging with fans in more substantial ways, rather than relying on superficial changes to draw in viewers.
But also from WNBA players who are bitter and jealous and resentful that Caitlin Clark is the only reason people are actually watching their sport. For the past 2 decades, they have desperately been begging people, pay attention to the WNBA, come to our games, watch us, we promise it's an entertaining product.
Some WNBA players are feeling resentful and envious of the spotlight Caitlin Clark has brought to the league. For years, they've been asking fans to support their games, insisting that the WNBA is worth watching. Yet for a long time, the league struggled to attract attention. Now, Clark's success is finally drawing the interest that has eluded the WNBA for years, showing how one player can dramatically shift the focus and boost the sport's visibility.
Only ones that are drawing fans in their record attendance for the WNBA, not Angel Reese and not anyone else. But I guess Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky and the other bitter black women in the NBA and the WNBA, they hadn't had enough embarrassment, so they decided to go full Jussie Smollett. That's what they attempted to do, and just like Jussie Smollett, it backfired on them in a big way.
The WNBA has brought significant attention and controversy. Players like Angel Reese and those from the Chicago Sky have faced criticism for their actions. Reese, along with others, has been compared to Jussie Smollett in the sense that their controversies have backfired, intensifying scrutiny and backlash. The Chicago Sky recently reported that Kennedy Carter, a player known for a contentious incident involving Caitlin was allegedly harassed outside a hotel. This claim adds to the ongoing debate surrounding the league, where Carter's aggressive play and subsequent media attention have polarized opinions. Critics argue that such controversies overshadow the sport's positive aspects and contribute to a negative perception of the league. The situation highlights the challenges WNBA players face in balancing personal actions and public scrutiny while navigating their careers in a sport striving for greater visibility and respect.
Look at this post. Sky players were harassed outside a Washington, D.C. hotel by a man who specifically was targeting guard Kennedy Carter. Players said a camera was put in their faces and they couldn't even stop off the bus until security was able to de-escalate the situation. Look at these women for the Chicago Sky, including Angel Reese's dumbass. Look at her.
Chicago Sky players experienced a troubling incident of harassment outside a Washington, D.C. hotel. The players reported that a man who specifically targeted guard Kennedy Carter caused a scene by shoving a camera in their faces. This intrusion prevented the team from safely exiting their bus until security could intervene and de-escalate the situation. Among those affected was Angel Reese, who expressed frustration over the invasion of privacy and the overall disrespect shown. The incident highlights a broader issue of player security and the need for increased protection in such situations. The team has called for greater respect and improved measures to prevent such occurrences in the future.
That these disgusting women are actually lying about this entire thing. Angel Reese, the Chicago Sky players, say they were harassed getting off the bus yesterday, but the only video circulating shows a different story. Take a look. The account that posted the original video of the blog reporter asking Kennedy Carter questions got nuked.
The allegations by Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky players about harassment outside their hotel have raised eyebrows. They claimed that a man targeted them and that Kennedy Carter, in particular, was harassed as they disembarked from the bus. However, the only video evidence available paints a different picture. The footage shows a blogger questioning Kennedy Carter, and there's no clear indication of harassment. The record that initially posted has since been brought down, adding to the disarray. This inconsistency between the players' claims and the video proof brings up issues about the validity of their allegations. It's important to examine all available evidence before drawing conclusions, as false claims can have serious repercussions. Caitlin endeavored to obstruct a shot, yet coincidentally hit Caitlin's head instead. The authorities originally considered it a personal foul, but later overhauled it to an outrageous foul after a review. Though physical contact is part of basketball, some argue that Caitlin's action was excessive and deliberate. Caitlin, however, insists it was a genuine accident amid the heated play. She believes the call misinterpreted her intentions and was simply a result of the intense nature of the game. The WNBA chose not to penalize Angel, possibly prioritizing her over Caitlin. This decision follows a troubling pattern, as seen when Kennedy Carter, Angel's teammate, delivered a clear foul against Caitlin. Although the referees flagged the foul, they did not classify it as unnecessary, which might have warranted stricter consequences. Kennedy did not provide any comments on the incident involving Caitlin afterward, leaving the matter unresolved and highlighting inconsistencies in the league's enforcement and disciplinary practices. The WNBA's focus on less significant milestones, like Angel Reese's recent double-double, highlights a potential bias in the league's recognition of its standout players. Despite the stated goal of promoting the women's game, excluding the most popular figure in women's basketball from the national team seems counterproductive. To advance both domestically and internationally, featuring stars like Caitlin on prominent platforms is crucial. It's important to recognize that decisions like Caitlin's exclusion from the U.S. team have broader implications for the sport's growth and visibility.
Often refer to their league as the W. Most people are fooled here. They think that W stands for women, but that cannot be further from the truth. For starters, not all employees in the WNBA choose to identify as women. Some choose to identify as birds, like the recently retired Sue Bird. Some choose to identify as victims.
The WNBA often uses the term the W, which many assume stands for women. However, this is not entirely accurate. Within the league, not everyone identifies as a woman. For instance, Sue Bird, a recently retired player, has used the term bird to describe herself, while others may identify with different roles or labels. This highlights a more complex view of identity within the WNBA. If you think this was an informative conversation, please leave comments in the area below. Don't forget to subscribe and like videos to get information on new releases. To instantly receive alerts, click the bell icon. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you in the following video.